It is time to get some more horsepower. To do that, we're going to start with a new from Honda J35Z6 bottom end. Let's get this thing out of the crate.
So this is going to be the foundation for the new engine going into the TSX. Let's finish opening this thing up. So it's a new J35Z6 bottom end. Got it on eBay for like $1,200. And we're gonna put the P2R ported heads and cams on it with the SuperTech valve train package and see if we can make the horsepower that we need for ST4, which is gonna be 316 horsepower up from the 287 that I make now. Love new Honda parts. Well, there she is. We'll get her put up onto the engine stand. Then I gotta pull the car out of the trailer, get it cleaned up, and this weekend, hopefully we'll get this thing together. It's late afternoon on Saturday. We are pretty deep in it. As you can see, we've got the engine out, the old engine out. Starting to work on swapping stuff over to the new one. I got the oil pans off. So I run this pan. This is a Honda Ridgeline pan. This is the pan that came off the J35Z6. And I run it just because it's got extra depth. You can see the height difference here. And that allows for a greater oil capacity. I also designed and had welded in this baffle. But I did notice there's a crack on this weld and this weld. It's a pretty thick baffle. So I think I might just roll with it for this next race, just for time. And then I don't know, I might get someone to put a couple tack welds on that. Anyway, other stuff, I'll have to transfer the oil pickup to accompany the deeper pan. And then there is also, where is it? So this is a different spring for the oil pump. This particular spring only comes in the J35Z2 or J37A2 and J37A4. It's the hot 3.7 with the dual VTEC stuff. And since I'm running those heads, cams, and rockers, I wanted to swap that spring over. So this is the new one. So just getting that stuff swapped over. And hopefully we can have everything swapped over to the new engine by the end of the day tomorrow and then put it in sometime next week. That's kind of my goal for the weekend. But Hyperfest prep well underway. I just got back out to the garage after stopping to have some lunch. This morning I was able to get the new heads onto the new Shortblock. These are the P2R heads, SuperTech valve train, Ferrera valves. And they've got some porting done on the exhaust side. Then I'm starting to swap the rest of the stuff over, the rockers and all that assembly, and then putting in the new P2R cams. And hopefully get all the accessories on the motor swapped over too, all the external stuff. And then maybe be dropping it back in tomorrow would be awesome. So we'll see how it goes.
Here's a tech tip from the garage. These syringes make applying Hondabond in a precise manner much easier. With the new engine running well in the car, it's time to load up and get to the dyno. We unloaded at a buddy's shop nearby and drove over to get this thing tuned.
All right, so we're at the dyno. We're all strapped down, about to start tuning. So the engine that's in it now is a J35Z6. New Honda OEM bottom end short block. It's got P2R heads on it that have been ported on the exhaust side, SuperTech valve springs and retainers, Ferrera valves, and it's got the J37A2 style cams and their P2R BC regrinds. So I'm hoping for 316 horsepower. That's what I need to maximize for my class. The old engine with the higher mileage bottom end, stock heads, stock cams made 287. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, so this is the first run. The blue line is the previous setup. The red line is the new setup with the ported heads and the reground cams. You can see it lost a little bit in the mid-range, but it definitely carries power higher. Peak number is up from, I don't know, it looks like probably 281 up to about 290. And the power is not fallen off as much as the stock cams were. So I think from here we'll adjust the VTEC crossover point, play with timing a little bit, and we'll see where the next run gets us. So this is the second run. The red is the most recent. The green is the first run. You can see they're almost the same. So the small timing and fuel changes we made didn't make a big difference. And that seems to be pretty consistent with this car, this engine. The first run or two gets us most of the way there. And then it's very small changes after that. So instead of looking at each graph after each run, I'll just roll a couple dyno videos for you, and then we'll look at the final graph after those. So this is the final comparison chart from the dyno runs with the new parts. The blue line is the new setup with the ported heads and reground cams. The red line is the previous setup with the stock heads and cams. You can see up top we gained quite a bit. We went from 285 to 293, and the power does not fall off nearly as hard as it did with the previous setup. I contribute that mostly to the cams. So this should be a racy setup, should definitely feel strong on track. Now we got to get back to the garage and finish up a few other things before we head out to Hyperfest. We're back home from the dyno. Time to unload and finish up a few things before we head out to Hyperfest.
Definitely has a bit of a lope. One of the axles, the outer, felt a little sticky on one, so I'm going to pop a boot off and take a look in there. So I got the outer joint off that axle that was feeling a little sticky. Here it is. And I'm just going to put some of this AMSOIL grease in it. This was recommended by H1 Honda Challenge Racer. I couldn't find it for a while. It was out of stock, but I eventually got some, so we're going to put it in this one and see how it does. Okay, so I'm working on reattaching my hood vents after beefing up the hood to keep it from flexing so the hood vents don't keep breaking. And they riveted on, and historically I've used like a really simple rivet gun like this. But a while back my dad bought these drill attachments that make this much easier. So let's see if we can set this up somehow so you guys can see it. That's it. So the hood feels significantly stiffer. Just pressing down on it. I got that one big reinforcement going through here. I got another one up top, then on the sides. So I feel good about it. It's still got some flexi spots, like up here, but I think it'll be all right. Let's see what, just a reminder of what it looks like. So it's got the, I think it was 1/4 inch foam with the carbon over top in those 2 areas against the side. I put them right up against the opening for the vents, and it's got one down in the middle. So not the prettiest thing. Could probably sand it even and then put some like matte clear on it to make it look really nice, but I think it's fine.